an amazing time. I walk out my front door. My heart is beating because I'm so excited with the energy of the city, especially the village. I'm taking voice lessons, and the teacher has other students, and when I'm coming in, another student's leaving. And so one day she says to me, you know, Denise, I've been doing this gig. It's like touring the US. It's like cover band, but it's $350 a week. It's really cool. And I'm going to be auditioning for a new Broadway show, and I'm wondering if you would take my place, just for 2 weeks. The vocal teacher says to me, Denise, this will be a great experience for you. Really, you just need to get out there and sing. You're doing great. I've given you all the pointers. Just go out there and do it. That's what you need. I said, okay, fine, sure. So they fly me out to Skokie, Illinois, the band. I'm there. I learn 18 songs. It's a Friday night, and we have our first set. I'm singing in like a cocktail bar area. And of course, I've got guys coming over, can I buy you a drink? Oh, I love your dress. You have 36 buttons on that dress. I'm like, oh, thank you. And basically, I get through the night. I go upstairs in my hotel room. I take a shower, I put my little nightgown on, and I'm sleeping because I traveled, I learned 18 songs, I sang 3 sets, and I'm ready to pass out. So I'm sleeping, and then all of a sudden, I feel a body on top of me. It's like moving and grooving, and I look to the right, and I see the light from the adjoining room, and it's Tony, the lead guitar player of the band. And he's whispering to me, Denise, come on, be nice to me. If you're nice to me, this doesn't have to be a temporary gig. I'm at Holiday Inn in Skokie, Illinois. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm really uncomfortable, and he's really pushing himself on me. Please, Denise, please, come on, you're hot. I really want to be with you. Come on, this could be a really great opportunity for your career. So, being a Jersey girl, thinking on my feet, or in this case, on my back, I say to him, look, Tony, I'm really tired. Really, really tired, you know, like, why don't we wait till tomorrow night? Oh, no, baby, no, I want you now. I really want you. Yeah, I can feel, I know you want me, I can tell. No, let's wait. I said, this is what you can look forward to. And I give him the best kiss I can possibly muster. I said, that's what you'll get tomorrow night. He said, oh, okay, great, cool. Yeah, you'll be blessed. Fantastic. Tomorrow night, fantastic. He gets off me. Finally, he lets go of me. And he goes into the room. And he turns around just before he closes the door and says, oh, by the way, you were really great tonight. You sounded great. Thank you. Thanks, Tony. He leaves. I lock the door. I get on the phone and I make all these phone calls. The next morning, I'm leaving in a cab with my suitcase, and I see Tony and the band coming over. And Tony goes, where are you going? What are you doing? I go, I'm out of here. Because you can't leave us. What do you mean you're out of here? You can't leave us on a Saturday night without a singer? I said, well, you know what? You should have thought about that before you came into my room uninvited and put yourself on top of me. And with that, I got into the cab, closed the door, and I was off. I fought off a sexual predator under the guise of career advancement for the first time, but certainly not the last. I'm singing in clubs. And one night, an artist called Dean Friedman hears me singing in this club. And we hang out, and he talks to me about my career, and he gives me advice. And then he calls me a few weeks later, and he says, I've written a song for you to sing. Would you sing it with me? It's a duet. I said, let me hear it. So I went up to his apartment, Upper West Side, listened to the song, went over a few things. I said, sure. So they're flying me to Canada to record the song. A really great studio, La Studio. And I'm at the Kennedy Airport, so excited, because I'm going to be singing my first record. And I'm beyond ecstatic. So I get to the counter, and I stand there. Hi, my name's Denise Marsa. The record company said I have a ticket here, ready to go to Canada. She said, fantastic. I said, yeah, I'm really excited. It's my big break in showbiz. I'm here, like, so great. So she says to me, listen, I need your photo ID. Congratulations, by the way, but I need to see your photo ID. It was booked by a third party. I said, you know, I'm thinking photo ID. And I don't drive in New York City, so I don't have my license. I start getting hysterical. I'm sorry, I can't. I don't have my, I didn't bring anything. I can't miss this plane. If I miss this plane, I won't be able to sing the song, and this is my big break. She goes, calm down, Miss Marsa. Where do you live? I said, well, I live in the West Village. She said, if you leave now, you've got about an hour and 20 minutes. You could make it back in time. So I run through the airport. I go out to the curb, taxi, taxi. I get into a taxi. The taxi driver comes up, and I say to him, I have to get back in an hour. He said, sit back, little lady. Tell him the whole story. I'll get you back in time. So we're driving through New York traffic. He goes through red lights. He's moving faster than anyone's I've ever driven in, any cab driver. And he gets me back to my apartment. We're at my apartment. I run upstairs. I come back down with my license, and he's leaving before the door is even closed. We get back to Kennedy Airport, and I just throw him a wad of cash, and I say, thank you so much. He said, I know, you're going to have a hit. The whole time he was reassuring me he was going to get me back in time. I'm looking at the watch. It's exactly the time the plane would have left. And I've got to get to the counter, I've got to show my ID. So I start running through the airport, like seriously, sweating and running and everything. And I see the Air Canada counter. And I see the woman who told me to go run back to my apartment, get my license, like this. So I'm so upset, I'm thinking, oh, I missed it. And she yells, we're holding the plane, come on. I'm like, what? So now I'm like almost crying. I go to the counter, I give her the photo ID, she lets me on the plane. And I start to compose myself, thinking, they're gonna be upset, it's like 10 minutes late now. So I walk on the airplane, and all of a sudden, I hear all this applause. And the stewardess says, this is the young lady we told you about that's getting her big break in showbiz. The sidewalks so crowded, you never feel alone. 10 million people call the city home. The skyline above us rising high. So the song that I sing in Canada is a big hit. And they're flying me to London to start the tour. They wanted me to go on tour, and they asked me if I would do the tour. And I said, sure, as long as I can sing my own song after the hit. It was really important for me to be known as a songwriter, not just a singer. So they agree. And I'm getting out of the plane, off the plane at Heathrow Airport. It's the tour manager, the musicians, myself, and Dean. And we get off the plane, and there are dozens of photographers taking pictures and calling out, Denise, are you and Dean and Ida? Denise, over here. Who's Lisa? Did you ever meet her?
Are you
Denise,
a couple?
how long have you been
Why
singing? Denise, how old are you? All these questions are coming at me, but here's the thing. They didn't put my name on the record. So everybody was wondering who was the voice, who was the sexy voice on this record. So all the interest was building up. And all the time, they wanted to know all about me, and I was like a bit overwhelmed. So I go back to the hotel, gather myself. We start our rehearsals, ready to go. We're opening the first night at the Hammersmith Odeon. It's a 3,000-seater venue. Now, up until this point, I've only performed for maybe 50 or 100 people. But the song was that big that the opening night was at the Hammersmith. Now, the night before, the A&R lady from the record label decided to take me shopping for a new outfit. I was open. So I had my new outfit on, ready to go, and I was coming out towards the end of the set. And so Gene announces me, and I'm backstage, and I look out at the audience, and I see the flashing lights. I'm like, holy mackerel, it's packed. He says my name, the crowd's going crazy, flashlights are going, I'm like, oh my gosh, this really is it. And so I'm standing behind stage, and I start to walk. But I can't walk because I'm wearing 4-inch heels. And I'm in this burgundy tight pantsuit. I can barely breathe. And I'm thinking to myself, why? Why would I wear this? I am so uncomfortable. I make my way slowly to the piano. I'm sure they all thought I was being dramatic. Literally, I had to take one little step at a time. I get to the piano, he's there, I'm here, he looks at me, the crowd's still clapping. He starts the song, "What are you crazy, how in the hell can you say what you just said?" And I'm standing there, still trying to gather my wits, and I cannot remember my line. Like, it's a singer's worst nightmare, not remembering your line. And he's looking at me, and there's a little bit of a musical break, and then I'm thinking, this is it, my career's over. And then the last minute I remembered, I was talking to myself, shut the door and come to bed. That sounds really bad. I'm so not on my game. I do my song after the hit. It's better. I start to find myself, but it's still not really that good. I go back to the hotel room that night. I was invited to all these after parties. I didn't go to any of them. I went back to my apartment and just started thinking about what really does it mean to have success. I woke up the next morning. I took the burgundy pantsuit and I took the shoes and I threw them in the garbage. The next night, the A&R person said to me, "What happened to the beautiful outfit we bought? What?" Because I was wearing my jeans and my blazer and my shirt. I was myself. And I just looked at her and I said, I threw it out. It wasn't me. Lost my way today, found a new role to play. You had the nerve to walk away. Guess I'll look for a new escape. It isn't easy to admit I'm underneath. It wasn't possible to see I'm underneath. I'm underneath. Falling to my knees, I'm underneath. Release me, I'm underneath. Made a promise to myself I can't keep. And it's haunting me. It even echoes in my sleep. Why can't I let things be? It isn't easy to admit I'm underneath. It wasn't possible to see I'm underneath. I'm underneath. the tour, I'm feeling really good about my life. I had a really amazing time. And I'm actually really challenged with my struggle. I'm going to meet her. You know, Eve, the woman, the apple. And I'm torn because I still have Steve in my life. He's wonderful. He wants to marry me. He wants to build me a studio. He wants to buy me a car, anything I want. And he's so amazing and so supportive. But I have her. She's beautiful and sexy, and she's in and out of my life once a month, twice a month, doesn't ask for anything. She just shows up at my doorstep, and we go to bed and make love for a day or two. 24, 48 hours of her. And then I have to go see him, and I'm dealing with this, and I feel terrible. I'm lying. I'm guilty. I'm hiding. I'm sabotaging my own career and my life because I feel like, what is going on? I'm asking myself, if I can't let her go, and I tried, if I can't push her out of my life, does that mean I'm a lesbian? You know, it's 1978. This is before Melissa Etheridge and Katie Lang and Ellen DeGeneres were brave enough to come out. And so I'm like, what am I going to do? I'm torn. Because on one hand I have her, and on the other hand I have him. But it sure makes for voracious songwriting. You said we've changed, we don't want the same thing. You said you're scared, we're not gonna make it. You said I don't know the pressure you're under. You said we're stuck, we drive each other crazy, but you're wrong, you're wrong. You're wrong, you're so very wrong. You said these days you don't know how to please me. You said my life is better off without you. You said I don't know how much you need me. You said my love is slowly dying, but you're wrong, you're wrong. You're wrong, you're so very wrong. As you lay in our bed each night, I know you're not sleeping. Can't you hear me softly praying for us? And don't you know I'd never leave you? You're wrong, you're wrong. We have to make it. How will we make it? So not only am I sneaking in my personal life, but I also have been sneaking into NYU practice rooms, teaching myself how to play piano. I've got my little chord charts and my paper. I'm writing songs and teaching myself at the same time. And when I go into the building, the guards are there and they're always asking me, "Where's your pass, miss? Where's your pass?" I don't have a pass, I say. "Oh, I forgot it, left it home." "Okay, just try to bring it when you come." "Okay." So I try to get there as much as I can. I'm obsessed with writing songs and teaching myself how to play the piano. I'm there any free moment I have, I'm there all the time. So after the tour and the hit record, I suddenly have confidence. And I decide I'm going to call the Dean of Music and tell him I've been sneaking into the piano rooms. I'm going to see if I can get myself in there without sneaking anymore. So I go in to meet the Dean of Music, and he says to me, "What can I do for you, Miss Marsa?" I said, "Well, Dean, I've been sneaking into the piano rooms. I've been teaching myself piano and how to write songs." "You've been sneaking?" "Yes." "Okay. And actually, I just came back from London. I had a big hit record in the UK, and I toured, and I even sang one of the songs I wrote here in the piano room. I played it on tour, and I even met Elton John. We did a TV show together." He's like, "Okay, so what can I do for you?" "Well, can I buy a pass? Because I'm tired of sneaking. I really think I could be a really big songwriter one day. Can I buy a pass?" He said, "Well, how much can you afford?" I said, "I can do $50. I've got my checkbook. Can I buy a pass?" And he's like, looking at me. "Come with me." He gets up, he walks me to his secretary. He says, "Miss Smith, can you please write a pass out for Miss Marsa? She's going to give you a check for $50 and make sure we get her social security number." And I'm like, "Really? That's it?" He said, "That's it. Good luck, Miss Marsa." I said, "Thank you." I write a check out for $50. I give it to the secretary. She gives me back the pass. I have the pass. And the songs pour out of me. They're always preaching your life their terms. They call you pretty dreamer. Just watch, you'll learn. Your voice is the loudest, and your voice is the strongest when others are gone and the words linger on. Remember, your voice never dies. How can you give up and follow someone else's plan? You know you've got a gift right there in your hands, so take a stand. Your voice is the loudest, and your voice is the strongest when others are gone and the words linger on. Drown them out with the sound of your own words, soft and loud, alone or in a crowd. Remember, your voice never dies. Now's your time to fly. Open your eyes, open your mind, see the world from the other side. How can you lie? How can you lie? How can you live a lie? You've got to trust yourself.